Good Sunday morning. Today we are continuing to read into the New King James Bible. Or, yeah, that's the name of it, right? Just make sure. Sorry, it's a little screwed up. Holy Bible. Okay, yeah, the New King James. All right, so it is called that. I forget sometimes. It is like first thing not first thing in the morning. I'm still drinking my coffee, so it's like that early in the morning. But I guess speaking of which, if you're watching this in the morning, and you like coffee, grab your coffee. If you're not watching this in the morning, or some other time of day, grab your Mexico-made Coca-Cola, unless it's like midnight, which in that case, like get some sleep, bro. Um, yeah, yeah. All right. So I'm gonna continue to read into Genesis 2:1. So, if you want, read along. If you just want to listen, you could do that too. I'm good either way. I just want to read the gospel, and I want to know Bible. You know what I mean? I want to know my beliefs a bit better. So, Genesis 2:1. Thus the heavens and the earth and all the host of them were finished. And on the seventh day God ended his work which he had done, and he rested on the seventh day from all his work which he had done. Then God blessed the seventh day and sanctified it, because in it he rested from all his work which God had created and made. This is the history of the heavens and the earth, and when they were created in the day that the Lord God made the earth and the heavens, before any plant of the field was in the earth, and before any herb of the field had grown, for the Lord God had not caused it to rain on the earth, and there was no man to till the ground, but a mist went up from the earth. And I apologize for that rude interruption. And watered the whole face of the ground. And the Lord God formed man out of the dust of the earth, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life. And man became a living being. The Lord God planted a garden eastward in Eden, and there he put the man whom he had formed. And out of the ground the Lord God made every tree grow that is pleasant to the sight and good for food. The tree of life was also in the midst of the garden, and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Now a river went out of Eden to water the garden, and from there it parted and became four river heads. The name of the first is Pishon. It is the one which skirts the whole land of Havilah, where there is gold, and the gold of that land is good. I'd imagine any gold's good. Bdellium and the onyx stone are there. The name of the second river is Gihon. It is the one which goes around the whole land of Cush. The name of the third river is Hiddekel. It is the one which goes toward the east of Assyria. The fourth river is the Euphrates. Then the Lord God took the man and put him in the garden of Eden to tend and keep it. And the Lord God commanded the man, saying, Of every tree of the earth you may freely eat, but of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil you shall not eat. For in the day that you eat of it, you shall surely die. Surely. I'm trying to say the you instead of like a H and an I, but I can't help it. And the Lord God said, It is not good that man should be alone. I will make him a helper comparable to him. And out of the ground the Lord God formed every beast of the field and every bird of the air, and brought them to Adam to see what he would call them. And whatever Adam called each living creature, that was its name. So Adam gave names to all cattle, to the birds of the air, and to every beast of the field. But for Adam there was not found a helper comparable to him. And the Lord God caused a deep sleep to fall on Adam, and he slept. And he took one of his ribs, and closed up the flesh in its place. Then the rib which the Lord God had taken from the man, he made into a woman, and he brought her to the man. And Adam said, This is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called a woman, because she was taken out of man. Therefore a man shall leave his father and mother, and be joined to his wife, and they shall become one flesh. And they both were naked, the man and his wife, and they were not ashamed. Alrighty, so let's get into a little bit of theorizing here. So, well, not theorizing, but analyzing, you could say. So, in Genesis 2:1, it begins, "Thus the heavens and the earth and all the hosts of them were finished." Genesis 2:2, "And on the seventh day God ended his work which he had done, and he rested on the seventh day from all his work which he had done." Genesis 2:3, "Then God blessed the seventh day and sanctified it, because in it he rested from all his work which God had created and made." So, that's the Sabbath. Later on in the Bible, it goes back to this and says, "This is the Sabbath day where you shall rest as God rested," right? And I mean, trying to do that. Of course, like to begin my morning with a little bit of Bible reading just to remember, like, hey, I got God to thank for all of this. Because, I mean, that's kind of the point of the Sabbath, is to just think of and appreciate God. So I'm trying to do that via starting off a morning like this and then getting into tech Sabbath and all that, and then just reading and doing all that sort of stuff. But anyways, let's see. So there's a whole lot of stuff about, Christianity doesn't respect women, and I don't know for sure. I haven't gotten, as you can see, very far to the Bible, but from what I can read so far, literally the very beginning, it says in Genesis 2:18, "And the Lord God said, It is not good that man should be alone. I will make him a helper comparable to him." See the word there? Comparable? That's because men have certain strengths, women have certain strengths. Men have certain weaknesses, women have certain weaknesses. Comparable is different than something like below or above, or like directly equal to, because directly equal to would mean like the same strengths and weaknesses, whereas comparable suggests differing strengths and weaknesses. You see what I'm saying here? But yeah, no. So that's about it as far as this Bible goes.